I am Boba Fett.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Boba Fett Fan Club. I'm Scott from BobaFettFanClub.com, and tonight we are unboxing the Sideshow Collectibles Legendary Scale Boba Fett. I've got my Kenner 300th Boba Fett figure here in the Black Series next to it. Will give us some sense of scale. A couple of quick stats. This thing shipped at 49 pounds. The box is 18 inches by 25 inches by 41 inches. And according to the website, Sideshow's website, the weight was 81 pounds, but this shipped at 49, so it's a little lighter. Retails for $2,650 plus shipping, plus taxes, depending on where you live. And still listed as a pre-order. Like I said, they're just starting to go out, so if you're waiting for your pre-order, it should be coming soon. Hopefully you got your ship notification. And if you're looking to make a sale, they should be coming to the stock pretty soon for anybody that did get on the pre-order bandwagon. So still factory sealed, haven't opened it up. Came UPS freight today. Thank you UPS for not writing on the box. Sometimes they write on the box and silly messages. I have a bookstore in the building where I work, which gets most of the traffic for deliveries, so sometimes if it's not for the bookstore, they write not bookstore on it. I've got some Hot Toys boxes that say not bookstore. I've got some Sideshow boxes that say not bookstore. This one does not say not bookstore. Always save your boxes. I know you don't think you're ever gonna get rid of something, but someday you're gonna get rid of something and you're gonna wish you had the box to ship it and to store it. So we've got the classic box within a box. So I'm gonna set this down on the floor here. All right, and we're back. So, like I said, box within the box. Just looking at this one real quick, this does not have any punctures. Outer shipping box had a couple of punctures. Didn't look too deep, wasn't too worried about it. Another single piece of tape here across the top. Unlike some of their smaller figures, there is no actual product box. Spin this around, we'll flip it up for you. Here's what you get inside the inner box. So like I said, no product box. If anybody bought the Master Replicas Boba Fett life-size blaster, came very similar to this, packing box, and then just styrofoam, no actual product box. So we'll start pulling some of this out here. Don't know if you caught it when I tipped it up, there is a Sideshow, came right off, Sideshow seal of approval here on the bag. This probably passes for your product packaging here. Its own little plastic bag. Two-sided. Got your product picture here. On the back, I'll bring this over to the camera. Your assembly instructions, how to put this guy together. So, like I said, first time I'll open it, so I'm definitely paying attention to this. I see some of you guys are starting to comment. If you have questions, I will do my best to kind of catch them as they come up the screen here. If not, please leave them in the comments. I will respond to any questions in the comments after the show. I always try to keep the packaging as intact as possible. That's just my style. I'm a little retentive that way. First piece out looks like the base. So here's the bottom. Pick that up a little bit. A nice little graphic of Boba Fett here. We'll pull the plastic off so we can get a better look at it. So here's the base. Hopefully there's not too much glare on there. You can see down at the bottom, Legendary Scale, Boba Fett Limited Edition. I do not see a numbering here. Quick look at the side. Just some detail there, and then some deckwork detailing there on the top, and 2 foot pegs. There was a nice piece of paper in that bag that went over the top of the base to help protect the top of the base in the packaging. Set this on the floor over here so I got some room to work. Move this to a better position. Piece of tape on here. Not really sure what it signifies. Pull it off. It's either a 16 or a 91. Stick that on the bag. You can pretty much smell that it's freshly painted. It's dry, of course. But it's got that kind of new product smell. Next piece out of the top of the box packaging is going to be the jetpack. So here is your Empire Strikes Back painted jetpack. Let's see. Thruster nozzles do not rotate. But on the inside here, got a battery pack. Triple A's, double A's, 3 double A's. And a little power cord. Looks like that goes to if you're using the power supply that should be included here. Plenty of soft foam and hard foam, holding that all together. All right, we'll bring this up here so you can see this. The rest of the foam is kind of clamshell. Nothing to the bottom, so you don't have to worry about anything falling out the bottom. It's my first live stream, by the way, in case you can't tell how incredibly terrible it is. Appreciate the 46 people we got watching. Spin this around, tip it up. Here's what you get when you open up the clamshell. Batteries falling out. There's your batteries. Nice of them to include batteries. Some nice soft foam here to protect everything. Some silicone packets. So let's start pulling this guy out. He's got a divot there in his chest. Foam is nicely molded, still comes out easy. Like some of your action figures that you gotta rip the whole thing apart to get them out. There we go. Turn them towards the camera for you. All right. Give that camera a little tip up so we can get the whole thing in the picture. He's kind of big. There we go. All right, so cape, there it is, two-tone cape, consistent with the Empire paint scheme. Chunk of foam here in the back where the jetpack goes. Fold all this back in. All right, so we're looking for his holster, his belt and his holster, which is not that. Which is not that. Here it is. Again, wrapped in foam. There's a nice molded divot in the clamshell. We got his Empire blaster with holster. Does not appear to have a release to actually take it out. Feels like it's a pretty solid single piece, so no pulling out the blaster to change the pose. And somewhere in here is going to be the belt. Shin Tools. More Shin Tools, I think. A left hand. Got a right hand and a blaster. Hold these up so you guys can see them. We got the missing chest plate here. Again with the little connector cord. I'll bring that in for a close-up in a minute. We got a gauntlet. Another gauntlet. Sorry you can't see everything all the time. It's a bit of a belt pouch. And this is the one we're looking for. This is not the one we're looking for. some smaller pieces wrapped up here. Three Shin Tools. Actually kind of consistent with Sideshow. Sideshow Fets. The Jedi Fets usually have all 4 Shin Tools. It's been my experience that the Empire Strikes Back Fets only have 3. And then we got, these look like jetpack pieces here. I'll hold them up. We'll come back to those as we get close. And we got a helmet. Helmet has a little wire connector, so it looks like the rangefinder's gonna light up. Let's get that over there. And I am not seeing the belt. That's gonna make this interesting. I'll check and make sure I didn't miss anything under here. Well, this is what happens when you go live. Sideshow, if you're watching, I don't seem to have the belt for the holster. So, let's see here. So we will come back to that in a minute, I guess. Maybe we'll find it, maybe we won't. So next up, according to the instructions, is the pouch belt. Oh. Maybe, hold up. Yeah, the instructions have it listed being separate, but guess what? It's on them. So, smooth move for me paying attention. All right, so pull it apart. Blaster goes on here, just like that. And they do give you instructions on how to put the belt back together. I'll bring this around real quick. It's just like a clasp. I'll give you a close-up of the back later. You can see. So like this. All right. One bonehead moment out of the way. And we got our blaster holster. Wrap around. Belt pouch. Make sure we don't get that in the way. This just Velcros in the back. All right, next up is the chest piece. So it's the left breastplate will light up. Little connector here in the back. Looks like a pressure switch to make sure it's in right. Not quite sure why there's a green LED here on the back. So, let's see, we'll stick it in. These connectors are idiot-proof. They will only fit together one way. Plenty of room for the cable in the back. And there is a notch to make sure that you get the alignment right. Feels like it's magnetic a little bit, sticking in there with a magnet. And we got our chest plate. All right, next up are the gauntlets. Make sure I put these on the right arms. All right, let's see. I got some stubby hands here. Got this guy over here. Is it gonna stay? Gonna stay. All right. And we got our other gauntlet. This one has some foam padding on the inside. I didn't notice any on the other. But you got to push his sleeve down in there while you're putting her on. Little tube up the sleeve pocket. All right. All right, so we want the right hand. Slides up into there. I can pull the gauntlet down a little bit, cover that up. Right hand on the gun. Sorry, getting away there. This just kind of slides in, like so. In all the way. Can't tell if it's in all the way. Guess it is. Pull the gauntlet down. looking good. Again, it does feel like there's more magnets in there holding the hands on. Seems pretty solid, so I'm not too worried about that. So next is going to be the jetpack. Doesn't appear that there's a power adapter. I thought there would be a power adapter included. So we'll throw these batteries in so we can get the full effect. I got a question about girth belt. Yes, the girth belt is there. It's underneath. Let's see if I gotta get that. Yeah, it's kind of, everything's in the way. We'll get close-ups here in a minute. There's a sufficient amount of tape and cellophane on the batteries. Not sure if they're worried about any kind of leakage, because these are definitely not brand name batteries, at least any brand name that I recognize. Stick these in here. Alright, and so good to go. Similar to the breastplate, there is a electrical cable connector. Again, idiot proof. You can't put it in the wrong way. Plenty of room to wind cable up. And it should squeeze right in there. Or not. A little tight, but it does. There we go. All right, the next thing I want you to do is the Shin Tools. Oh, looks like they did give you the fourth Shin Tool coming out of in that second little packet that I opened up. Basically the lead pipe, I guess, from Clue. And then, sorry, I don't remember what all these are supposed to be. And this guy here, so where you can see it. And this guy here. The instructions do tell you what goes where and orientation. So this guy goes in here. This guy comes up here. This guy goes in here. And this goes in here. Last piece over here that was in those little tool packets, put where you can see it. There we go. This looks like the beacon for the jetpack, and there is a slot on the top of the jetpack that this goes into, and it's lighting up, which I'll show you. Yeah, I guess we're on. You can see that, I'm not sure how well you can see the display on his chest there. Lastly, the bucket. Looking for, might need something to stand on here for a minute. Yep, the electrical connector. Oh, we got it here loose. Nice close up of the bucket. Rangefinder tips down. Moves pretty freely. Doesn't feel like it's gonna break. It is padded, funnily enough. If anybody's got a really tiny head, you could probably put that on. Electrical cable into the slot on the top of his head. Again, can't put it on wrong. And so we'll close up this little Velcro connection on his neck. And there you are. The Sideshow Collectibles legendary scale Boba Fett. They advertise the head being articulated. It's not really, I wouldn't consider it articulated because it's not really attached. There's nothing holding on other than gravity. But the padding included does give you some range of movement. You can tip it some. So there we are. Interesting, I did not see anywhere where there was an addition numbering. This maybe was on the sticker I missed earlier. No, not seeing anything that numbers the addition. I'll check the base again later. Again, here's your Kenner 3 3/4 figure. Sorry, Hasbro. I'm old enough for Kenner. Here's your Black Series 6-inch figure to give you some scale, just in case I wasn't scale enough for you. Fix these knee pads. One of the things I found with at least Sideshow's Fets is the knee pads seem to be droopy. And they sometimes get hung up in the Shin Tools. I'm not sure if that's too high or not. Initial impressions, looks great. Got some foam here. I might see about hanging this differently. It's really droopy. Feels like it's really droopy to me. So, pistol holster. Yeah, he has a lot of legs. I've noticed that too. With I've seen some of the other legendaries in person. This is the only legendary I own. I've seen the Darth Maul in person, and sometimes the proportions do kind of seem to be off as they get bigger in scale. I did have the Don Post life size for a while, and even seeing it life size, the proportions just kind of seem weird when you're looking at it. I've not seen the Sideshow life size in person. So there it is. I'll bring the camera in. We'll get some close-ups. Somebody commented about a pre-pro in this scale. I think the Hot Toys Deluxe Empire with the pre-pro options is as close as we might ever get. But then Hot Toys seems to be trying to make them all. Giving you a close-up here of his chest readout. It does change. At least it was changing. We'll come back to that. Gauntlets. Blaster. Gauntlet. Can't see if we can get under here. See that girth belt a little bit. There's a little bit of the girth belt. I'll get another picture of that, better picture of that in a bit. Come down, knee pads, Shin Tools, base, knee darts, and pistol. Oh, here we go. We got a little different stuff going on. Disclaimer, I am not an expert on screen accuracy. I will leave that to folks on the Dented Helmet and some of the other forums. Maybe they can chime in and tell us whether or not this is consistent with what we're seeing in the movie. Come up, top of his head. Here's the lights on the rangefinder. Usually they're blinking, so not sure if this is a just simplification, just have them be on. Looks like they stay on the whole time. Pretty much every other Boba Fett that I've had that had the light up rangefinder has been blinking, off and up and then blinking. Get this guy turn around here. There's your light lit beacon. Let me see if I can kind of shadow that a little bit. You can see how it's lit up. A little piece, again, just kind of comes right out. I'm not sure if you can see. So the light, looks like the light is in the extension. Plug it in, comes back on. And cape. Skull. I believe that's the correct Empire skull. I know that's something that usually gets confused between the two schemes. Down the back of his legs, you got the elastics on the knee pads, and down to his feet. I'll turn to the side here. Kind of get a little profile shot. Back to the display here again, doing something different I think from what it was. I haven't actually been watching this because I've been working on the camera. Quick shout out to my daughter Annabelle, who's been helping me out today getting things set up, making sure everything looks good. around. And we'll give this guy one more turn to center. And there you are, your Sideshow Collectibles. Oh, Noah's saying they got the skull right. Thought they did, but I get that confused too. Like I said, I'm not the expert on screen accuracy. Thanks for the assist, Noah. Thank you, Sideshow Collectibles. I highly recommend Sideshow. Not only are their pieces good, I've had excellent customer service from them on the occasion that I've had to send something back. I had to send back the premium format Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, the 2006 one, I think, just because it just wouldn't go on the base. They got it right back to me, got it all fixed, worked great. Any time I've called them, they've been awesome. So there you have it. Any questions come up later, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them. But thanks for tuning in. And if you're at Comic-Con, thanks for joining us. If you're not at Comic-Con, please enjoy our continuing coverage of Comic-Con and Boba Fett related items as they become available. In case you missed it today, there's a new Black Series helmet that's coming out. So keep an eye out for that if that's something you're interested in. And thanks, and have a good night.